goes wrong.
They're not going to know about child protection because it's probably they haven't got it in their country. No understanding of it.
People who simply didn't fully understand what the social worker was trying to say. So very similar things.
And to Judge Sarah, there was a lot less chance of that child getting bullied.
Hello there, we're here at the conversation dinner at Harehills. I'm sat with the lovely organisers that have made this happen. So we'll start off with Vicky first. Hiya Vicky.
Hi.
This is Vicky.
And Lee.
Lee, yes, brilliant. To sort of start off with, we've obviously had a conversation with everybody else. I've been a participant. I very much enjoyed today. In terms of yourself, what was the purpose and what was it that you wanted to achieve by holding this dinner tonight?
Well, we were really hoping just to get lots of different members from the Harehills community who wouldn't necessarily normally have a conversation with each other to get together and have conversations about the things that mean the most to them, so that we could take forward that information to implement things in the area that the community actually want to see.
Everything starts with a conversation, and quite often in this hectic world that we live in today, we don't even know our neighbours. And to have a conversation and realise actually that our hopes and dreams are exactly the same as the people around us can bring people together to enact change. And I think this is a start, or could be the start of something really fruitful.
My name is Gail Glover from Shine Space. My thoughts on the conversation dinner tonight was I've really enjoyed it. I've met some lovely people from different cultures and from the area, so that's fantastic. And although we're quite close, we'd never met before, so that's great.
My name is Andrew. I think the conversation dinner is a relatively new concept to this area and something that I'm glad to have participated in. There are a lot of varying thoughts on varying topics which can affect this community, and I think I came here more through curiosity, really, just to find out what the varying thoughts were out there.
My name is Michaela Sarkoziova. I am from Advocacy Support and I work with Roma families. I am happy about this meeting. I don't know what else to say, so thank you.
Very keen on this conversation dinner happening because I think it's well established that people can often have a more constructive conversation if they meet over food and drink, and I think that's what is happening. I think that the challenge really though is to get people who are more different in their outlook. We sitting around here have not had any disagreements really, not fundamentally, but there are lots of people living in Harehills with whom we might disagree, and my hope was that some of the people who go to packed meetings, for example, who have very strong views about people who've come in to live in the area, and I think the challenge would be to have people who don't like the, say, East Europeans have come into the area to sit at a table with those same East Europeans and see if they can come to some kind of common understanding.
A local resident in Harehills. The conversation dinner so far has been good. It's been nice getting to know somebody else, another woman who's had from a different cultural background but with similar struggles, and seeing how she's overcome them, and that's a real encouragement.
In terms of the conversation, if I'm honest, I didn't really know, I didn't have much to expect. I've never been to anything like this before. Pleasantly surprised. I think it's a fantastic platform for individuals from all sorts of backgrounds to come and have a conversation about what their personal aspirations are, what they want to do within the community, what everyone is doing at the moment, and we've had some interesting talks with Roger and Andrew.
My name is Yvonne Hilton. My thoughts for the conversation dinner tonight I attend was quite good. It's quite interesting, meeting others and talking about our ideas for the community. I find it good, quite good, yes.
Councillor Arif, I represent the Gipton and Harehills as for the Leeds City Council. It was a very good suggestions, and getting this dinner together for it tonight and coming a lot, different people's and faces to first A is the meeting with the different peoples, and then sharing and discussing issues and ideas, and looking forward to moving as a forward around to looking at good things to doing it for the area.
In terms of yourself, Vicky, you are also the Harehills manager as well. Do you feel as though, are you quite happy with the sort of the turnout that's coming today, the different people that have come in? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We have got a lot of people here tonight, and it's always a bit of a risk that people will actually turn up, and we're really pleased that there seems to be a good representation from Harehills here. It would just be great if we could run this every week and still not cover everyone in the area. So it's nice just to get that snapshot, and hopefully we can build on it more in the future.
I'm quite disappointed with the turnout actually, but maybe it's not about the turnout and it's about the conversation. We've had very interesting conversations and some food for thought, conversation dinner, food for thought, about ways forward and about savvy working of organisations, and how we can improve on that, improve on the dynamics of the community within Harehills, which is getting more and more complex, about integration of the community, because a lot of the community are in isolation, they're working in isolation, and they need support to integrate more into other communities as well.
In terms of yourself, Lee, I mean, what is it that you wish to take away from tonight? I mean, what do you feel as though will sort of come out of this dinner tonight?
I think people made new connections, new friends. I think they will see the world from someone else's perspective that maybe they hadn't considered before. I think we would also come away with a greater understanding of people's hopes and ambitions personally, but also for the community and what Leeds City Council can do to help achieve that and support them in getting them goals.
My background to these in the current social circle, in what way do I find them different? They are different. There are different people here and different ideas. Each one of us got different ideas regarding our community and what we want to see, I would think. Yeah.
I was sat with Councillor Kamila, and I feel the fact that she's a councillor puts her in a very different social circle in many ways. I'm very grateful for the fact that I've had quite a long time to chat with you, which she's so busy. It's just a rare opportunity. And what were they different? I think so. The difference is about you're part of the local authority, you're a councillor, and everything that comes with that.
The lady I've been talking with is from a different cultural background, but not necessarily different from the social circles I'm mixing in at the moment, especially within my workplace.
Didn't learn anything about the person sat with you. I've learnt a lot of things really. I think particularly more on the Romani culture and the people, and how vibrant the culture is, and how family orientated they are, and how integrating and having problems with language barriers isolated a few people. But hopefully moving forward, that's going to improve. With more ESOL classes and getting families involved. And of course, I've learnt more about the centre, the Echo Centre at the top of the road, which is 2 minutes away from us, and learn a little bit more about what they do and how to outreach to the community. So I've learnt a lot about these two lovely people I'm sat with today.
How the Leeds City Council, I'll be honest with you, as councillors, we're always looking at good things to dropping for not just for the one community or not just for the one only Harehills, for the full ward, and basically is a question for the Harehills, and making people's and the community's life more better and easy access to approach it. If they have any kind of the difficulty with the Leeds City Council's services, it doesn't matter what kind of services it is, we try to giving a better service into the area and making an area to more better, but we do need as a councillors, we always there to help to the community, help to the local residents with the local issues. And I think it's all dependent to the community how they want to be work with us, and they bringing forward the cases and the issues which hopefully as a Leeds City Councils and the local councillors we can deliver for this area and making a more better this area for every single community.
How Leeds City Council can support and help you achieve your aspirations for the community of Harehills. I think for me more conversation dinners like this and sharing of information. I think one of the things that we all have found here is that we've all got bits of information, but jointly we didn't know all of the information, so maybe somewhere we can access the information in one place. So I think that would be useful.
Quite a lot can be done for Harehills to make it a better place. For one, there's so many young people who walk the streets sometimes, don't have anywhere to go and don't know what to do. I think there should be more facilities done to help these young people off the streets, learn them skills, better skills, so that they can take a rightful place in community. Get the drugs off the streets. People need homes, and to feel good and happy that they are part of this. There's a lot more can be done for Harehills. You know, black people especially have nowhere to go, and you know, the clubs and things, there's nothing there. Most young people don't have nowhere to go, to be honest, if I may say, that they're all struggling to make their way. So I would like to see more done as to teach the young people skills, for them to learn how to live with each other in harmony also.
There's just a long list. Where do you want to start? We're just starting to talk about the mess that Harehills is physically, and of course one thing that would make a huge difference is every resident took charge of their own rubbish, which they don't. So obviously a lot of people just don't bother. So what could you do to make people bother? How could the city centre, how could the council improve its services? There's a whole network of things which I won't bore you right now going into all of them, but we're just starting to have a look at it.
In terms of sort of tidying up Harehills, not something that's not anybody sort of thinks about obviously, but if you come to think of it, I mean, Andrew mentioned if every single person picked up a brush and a shovel and did something, we'd be living in a very much cleaner sort of, we'd have cleaner streets around Harehills, and I think I'll take that away, and I did mention that's something that I will most hopefully be involved in. So it's just topics like that. In terms of sort of my aspirations for Harehills, I've mentioned this to Andrew and Roger. From my point of view, I do feel as though that women are underrepresented. I'm hoping to sort of get involved myself, one, and two, sort of encourage more women from different backgrounds to sort of be more involved and sort of get their voices heard. I think it's important that we have one half of the country's voices also heard. My aspirations for Harehills going forward are going to be sort of getting more women involved. I am part of the East Leeds Women's Officer. I'm looking to have a women's forum open up recently. I am going to have one. I'm hoping to get sort of women together, sort of discuss what the issues are, what we can do to better ourselves and the community that we live in.
What did I learn anything new about the residents that make up Harehills community? I think what I learned, and I don't think I learned it, it just compounds what I already know, is that as different communities come in to the area, they have the same issues of the last community that moves out of the area, and that it's an ongoing process of learning and working with people and coming from their level and their understanding and looking at meeting their needs, and that all those needs are very diverse, but there's still the support is still needed to be there to be able to access services, access social networks, those sorts of things, and the work is never done and can never be done.
I find out what everything we can do with my families in Leeds. I didn't know we can have a policeman and a fireman to show us the car, so we can do that now. and we can have more courses for our families, ESOL class, dancing, maybe singing, anything what we want. So,
what did I learn? What did you learn? I think it's really nice to see counsellors as ordinary people, to see counsellors listening well and understanding some of the things that we have to say. Actually, just sitting down for a reasonable length of time and having a conversation, as opposed to an interview session or a complaining, which I would do. Just having a conversation is a completely different dynamic, which is really good. It's really nice. Thank you.
Is there anything interesting that you've overheard while sort of going around? Sort of anything that you've heard tonight that you feel as though, oh, that's good, we can take that back?
I've certainly seen people opening up. It's been really interesting to see people come in who've been really quite shy and a little bit introvert, and you could tell by the body language. You see them after half an hour, really open body language, talking and laughing and really getting into it, which is a difficult thing to have a conversation with someone you've never met before. And I think Vicky's also heard some really interesting things.
Yeah, I had some feedback from one participant who said that they've had a really interesting conversation with people who they wouldn't previously have spoken to, and they were just fascinated to hear about different backgrounds and experiences of people living sort of probably within a mile or so of each other. So that's really positive, increasing understanding within the community, and well, that can only be a benefit.
I will be on the phone to Kamila tomorrow. And I will be emailing Derek about potential ways in which we could potentially work together.
Well, yes, we're going out for lunch, to the Mara Centre, which is great, and we all love curries. That's wonderful, so we're happy about that. And I think we've already built up a little bit of a bond just in the short time we've been here. Yeah. So that's my experience from tonight, and I've really enjoyed it.
I would definitely be interested in coming and hearing the thoughts of other participants at the next conversation dinner that we do have. So I would look forward to an invite from Lee.
It would be great to continue to do things like this, but obviously we've got limited resources, but we're looking at lots of different ways that we can bring the community together. And I think what's most important is what we take from nights like tonight. So these are people who are interested in the community and what they can do to move forward and how we can help the community grow, really.
Fantastic, that sounds good. Thank you very much. Thank you.